You're watching AFL.com.au on a Thursday. Matt Thompson greeting you from Arden Street, where the Kangaroos are the good news story of the competition right now. They've got a huge match coming up against Fremantle and a finals campaign awaiting them.
It is an exciting time for us, but as players and coaches, we've just got to keep focusing on the facts. It's no different to 12 weeks ago for us. So, but for our fans and supporters and sponsors, and it's outstanding, and it's what we've craved for a long time.
Daniel Wells would be a big inclusion for the clash with the Dockers, but his calf remains a concern as he trained away from the main group.
I mean, everyone knows we're a better side with Daniel Wells in it, and we're really keen for him to come back in. We're certainly not treating this game as one where we'll rest him. If he's right to play, we'll play him. So we'll give him as long as we possibly can, but this session will be really important to see how he goes.
The Kangaroos making news off the field too, with the outgoing boss of Australian soccer, Ben Buckley, connected to the club's vacant chief executive's job.
Oh, well, I think anyone who speaks of Ben Buckley speaks of him with the highest regard. So I think anyone of that calibre would be fantastic for our club. And look, I think it's just terrific that that our club's being spoken of in glowing terms, and that even people of the calibre of Ben Buckley are being linked with our club. So I think that's a good thing.
A look at the Swans' draw, and it's like the finals start now with tough matches against Hawthorn and Geelong, but it doesn't faze the coach.
That's the reality of it. We're playing some really good teams, and teams that'll be in the finals, and I think that's a positive. We look at the fact that we can have a really hard, sharp hit out against Hawthorn this week with a lot on the line, and that's what finals games are about as well, and that's what we need to make sure that this week we give our best approach and play a really strong brand of footy.
As for headlines, Jude Bolton could retire.
I was quite astounded by the level of journalism there, but a big difference to seeing him running around and probably doing a few drills today, maybe even playing next week, to retiring, so I couldn't work that one out.
Talk of tension at the Crows, but coach Brenton Sanderson has laughed off what appeared to be a heated telephone exchange from the bench to the box during Saturday night's loss to Brisbane.
Oh, he couldn't hear me properly. Yeah, there was some issues with the comms in Brisbane, but do you believe me? No, it was one of those ones. It's an emotional game. We spoke about it on Monday. I lost my cool with a couple of decisions he made as a leader, giving away a free kick at a centre bounce, then giving away a 50. Just explained to him I needed more from our senior players. Probably didn't like what he heard, but so I had to just remind him who was boss.
It started so well for the Bombers, but where did it all go wrong? James Hird isn't prepared to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
We've done a fair bit right in the first half of the year too, so you're very careful to overreact and throw everything out. And I think there's some things you need to adjust, and we will adjust. We're not going to throw everything out either, because we've got guys who have taken their football a long way in the first 3 quarters of the year. But at the moment, we're struggling a bit.
Still a mathematical chance of making the 8. Essendon faces arch-rivals Richmond tomorrow night. The Tigers again finishing their year on the cusp of finals action, but as the old joke goes, they're just outside.
Oh, listen, I only worry about what I can control here, and that's win as many games as we can. Whether that gets us close or not, I'd rather be close and not anywhere near it. So, look, we know it's a stepping stone. We've improved every year. We've still got a hell of a long way to go. We know that, but as long as we're improving every year, that's the thing we're after.
Melbourne veteran Brad Green will end his career at the MCG on Sunday against Adelaide, rather than a week later in the West, as he turns his focus to the future.
Clearly, no disrespect intended to the city of Perth, but Brad represents a Melbourne Footy Club. He'll finish at the MCG. He'll certainly travel to Perth with the group. He will spend a week with the coaching department, so a bit of a work experience week for him next week.
And that's a wrap on the footy news on this Thursday. Of course, all the team news as it comes through tonight here on AFL.com.au. We're the only place to find the full teams first. We'll catch you soon.